Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers, and I'm looking at an excellent book, one that I really like. It's The Legal Protection of Human Rights, Sceptical Essays. It's this book here, a bit of blurb on the back. It's written by three people from Oxford University Press. That's Tom Campbell, K.D. Ewing and Adam Tomkins. There's a web review and a Flickr review there which Elizabeth and I have written. This is the book itself. It's very much an essay format with the way that the chapters are written. Lots of footnotes and detailed information which you'll get from the academics anyway. There's a very useful index which is very detailed, and in addition I think the introduction is well worth reading right at the beginning, because it sets out in something like 500, just over 500 pages, what some of the problems are at the moment. And if you're an arch critic of the Human Rights Act, as I am, I'm very pleased to see this book coming out, because we do need to look at the legislation afresh, and that's certainly what is taking place at the moment with the new government. We've given the title Human Rights a Mixed Record because in our view that is exactly what has happened. A lot of people came up to me during the last election and said, well, we don't like the Act, what are you going to do about it? And at the moment we have a working party, but we'll see where that goes to in due course. Meanwhile, we've got a book which analyses what the current views are with a little bit of scepticism. So let me just give a flavour of what we think. The detail is obviously in the written review that we've produced, but if you've ever had any cause to be sceptical about human rights, or rather human rights legislation with many of its implications, whether UK based or worldwide, then this book is for you. It contains a choice collection of sceptical essays on human rights from 24 leading contributors, human rights scholars from around the world. So it's an international book, and that is what it should be, because human rights is not just something for us or the EU, it should be for everyone under the original UN declaration. The editors point out that the spirit of scepticism surrounding human rights issues in the UK has been fuelled by the apparent paradox of a Human Rights Act being introduced by a government which then proceeded to go a long way to dismantle the very rights and freedoms which the Human Rights Act was designed to protect. Exactly what my views have been. We seem to have done something, saying, well, you're going to have the rights, and then you suddenly find that the reverse has taken place, and a lot of people have been critical of that. Underlying their point, therefore, the authors cite extended police powers of arrest and search, extension of surveillance powers of local authorities, increased use of CCTV, the DNA database, and there are obviously other disconcerting developments in response to things like the war on terror and so forth. And as I say, you can get some feel for the alternative view. Now, don't get the impression this is just knocking everything down, because it has a lot of good parts to it, but we do need to review what's going on. This was published in July 2010, so it was after the demise of the Labour government and the creation of the coalition. Of course, human rights continues to be a vexed issue. It's in the newspapers on a regular basis, as we all know, and we do require continual vigilance, because we must protect our rights, but we've got to get the old balance right. The editors identify two kinds of scepticism here, ideological and institutional. Ideological scepticism revolves mainly around doubts about the politically biased content of much of the human rights laws, and institutional scepticism focuses on the very worrying decline in recent years of the role of parliaments and the corresponding extension of the political role of the courts. And I think drawing attention to these concerns is extremely important, both for the scholar, academic, and also for the practitioner, because it covers everything that we do as practitioners, so it's something we should be aware of. And to aid further research as well as debate, the book is meticulously footnoted, as I've indicated. So, in our view, the jury has gone out again with the new Bill of Rights committee that we have. It is a mixed record that we have, and that is what they're now reviewing. I don't know what the outcome will be, but this adds to the debate, so thank you to all concerned. Bye-bye.